Hi, and welcome to my channel. I'm Trish Delish. Today I'm making a family favorite white chocolate bread pudding. Before we get started, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss a new video. If you're ready, let's get started. We'll start by slicing the bread thinly and then toasting it in a warmed oven of about 300 degrees for about 5 to 10 minutes. You just want to dry out the bread a little bit before we pour on the custard. And I actually bought these French loaves yesterday so that they can kind of get a little stale, so it'd be easier to get a little bit cleaner slices. To a medium pot, I am going to bring milk and heavy cream to a low simmer until we just see light bubbles coming off of it so that we can melt our white chocolate. While you're heating your milk, you can go ahead and prepare the eggs. I have 8 egg yolks along with 3 whole eggs. We'll mix in some sugar and some cinnamon. As usual, you can find the recipe and ingredients down below in the description box. So our milk is now hot, and we're just going to take it off of the heat and pour it directly over our white chocolate chips. We're going to let it sit for a little bit, and then we'll mix it to make sure that all the white chocolate is melted. I just took the bread out of the oven. You see that it's not colored or toasted, but it is dry. Start mixing in the cream with the white chocolate. Make sure it's all melted before we combine it with the eggs. Slowly add our hot milk and chocolate mixture, and you want to add only a little at a time to temper your eggs so you don't end up with scrambled eggs in your custard. And after you've gotten a few ladles into your egg mixture, you can go ahead and pour directly all the rest of the cream and white chocolate. So it's time to assemble. I have my toasted and cooled French bread. And the way my sister used to do it, and I always think it's so pretty, is she just leaves the bread sliced and fans them out into individual rows. But if you like a, more traditional looking bread pudding, you can cube up your bread and kind of just toss it in there. And I'm setting my bread in a very generously oiled 9x13 casserole dish. Now I'm just going to ladle over all of our custard mixture and hopefully not jiggle my bread too much. You're going to want to let this sit for at least 30 minutes to an hour so that all the custard gets absorbed into the bread, but you can make this ahead and even let it set overnight. And if your bread floats a lot on top of your custard, it won't actually continue to absorb as much of the liquid. So I'm going to cover this with a plastic film wrap and place another casserole dish just on top. The oven is preheated to 350 degrees, and I'll set my bread pudding on a rimmed baking pan just in case it bubbles over. I'll cover with aluminum foil and bake for about 45 minutes. Remove the aluminum foil and then brown the top just a little bit for about 15 minutes. Alright, now we're going to make a quick caramel sauce for the top of our bread pudding. We're going to start with some brown sugar, some heavy cream, and a 1/4 cup of butter. We'll get that melted and bubbly and keep stirring. Just transfer this to a jar and let it cool a little bit before we drizzle it on our bread pudding. I just took the bread pudding out of the oven and will let it rest before slicing into it. It's best to serve the bread pudding warm, so we'll slice into large servings and drizzle on our homemade caramel sauce. Thanks for joining me today while I made this white chocolate bread pudding with caramel sauce. If you enjoyed this recipe and video, don't forget to hit the thumbs up like button down below and share this video with your family and friends. If you ever try any of my recipes, don't forget to post your photos on Instagram and tag me at TheTrishDelish. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.